Now's the time for me to reconnect with my style. I'm Chanel, welcome back to the channel. Subscribe because this is day 5 or 6 of no thrifting until I get monetized. So thank you to everyone who has subscribed since we've started this challenge. Let's just get into it. Basically, the whole concept of this video was inspired by Erykah Badu and her video with Vogue, where she was basically talking about the different items that she owns in her house, and she was giving like a backstory and her connection to these items. That inspired me. This is gonna be like a life journey. It's obviously not gonna happen in the span of this YouTube series, but this is a start. I want to start with books that I want to read. I own most of these books, so it won't be hard for me to just pick it up and read it. Actually, that's probably the hardest part of reading. But anyway, you get my point. The first book that I've already started reading is Between the World and Me by Ta-Nehisi. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. The topics these books are written around are things that either I relate to or that interest me. So like, I feel like it will help me learn more things or just be aware of more things, or who knows what I'll get out of these books because I've never read them before. The Warmth of Other Suns by Isabel Wilkerson. I also want to read that. I own that. That's a pretty hefty book, but I feel like it'll be interesting. It's about the Great Migration, which I think, don't quote me on this, I don't know if this is like the Great Migration of like Black people in America are migrating to these cities that are separated from white America, or if it's about of Black people growing more socioeconomically and then like going into these quote unquote white spaces, white neighborhoods. I don't know what the Great Migration is, but I'm, trying to learn something at least. But anyway, this is supposed to be about style. So I just feel like style is so much more than just the clothes. It's about what you know, what you believe, what you want to convey. And so I feel like being a little bit more of a reader will help me, because I used to love reading as a kid, but now I don't really read that much, which I probably should, especially this day and age, girl. They might be burning books next. Let's hope they don't, but you never know. You never know. All the Light We Cannot See. That is a fictional book. It is by Andy Doerr. I own all 3 of these books, and I just need to start somewhere because I feel like reading influences other things in your life that you may not even realize, and I feel like my style will be influenced by the books that I read. I also want to get Anthony Bourdain's Kitchen Confidential. Again, this has nothing to do with fashion, but I feel like it kind of does. Like his passion and his, I don't think vibrato is the right word, but his passion for food and just his outlook on food and how he perceives food as an impact in like your life. I think that's very interesting, and I'd like to learn more about his overarching look on food in general, culinary. Another thing, I have tons of fashion photo books and fashion magazines. I don't even need to read them. If I just like look at them and like, oh my gosh, love that outfit. Let me see what I have in my closet to recreate it or be inspired by it. I have some old fashioned photo books, some that are mainly focused on like advertising, some that are focused on a specific designer. And then I have lots of Vogue magazines, American Vogue, and then I have a couple of Vogue from, I think I have one from Japan, and I think I have an Elle magazine from Italy or Spain. So just getting inspired by the magazines instead of them sitting on my shelf, which is what they're doing right now, collecting dust. Enough with the books. I've been yapping, but that's the fun of this channel. I can just yap. Movies. Now look, I'm not a film person. I'm usually a TV show person, so I can get invested with the characters, and then when they kill them off for no reason, then I get devastated. But honestly, I just kind of want to watch these movies just for the cinematography, not even the storylines, I guess. But who knows, maybe I'll like the storylines and be like, ooh. I want to watch a lot of David Lynch. I know he's got some really good like cinematography movies. I specifically want to watch Eraserhead, which is a horror movie, and I'm like not really into horror movies, but I think that'll be an interesting one to watch. And then I also just have a running list in my Notion about like random movies that I want to watch. So here's a couple that I want to watch. Again, there's no rhyme or reason to this. This is just kind of, oh, that looks interesting. Or I've seen like a screenshot of a scene and I'm like, I want to watch that movie. One is On the Beach at Night Alone, Barry Lyndon, Contempt, Why Do Fools Fall in Love, and Beast of the Southern Wind. Again, these are all over the place, but I feel like art in movies is in costume design. I love costume design. I don't even know how you get into costume design, but that is something very interesting and I'd like to learn more about it. But I feel like I also get really inspired by costume design, so who knows, maybe there will be some fashion in these movies that I'm like, ooh, I love that. But if I don't, the cinematography, I want to make this channel more like cinematic. And not like it has to be like a movie, but just include some cinematic shots just for fun, because why not? Okay, moving on to people. Now, I don't have any specific like style inspirations like, oh my gosh, I love this person's style. I love this person's style. There are a couple of people who I'm like, oh, they dress cute, or oh, I like these outfits that they wear. First, I already mentioned this, but Erykah Badu, not her specific style, like what she wears, I could never replicate, and I feel like I wouldn't even wear the stuff that she wears, which is perfectly fine. Like, I'm not Erykah Badu, I'm not trying to dress like her. But I do aspire to have that same kind of connection to what I wear and kind of convey this overall message that I want to relate to people who see my outfits. I do like Taylor Russell's style. I feel like if there's anyone on this list whose style I like the most that I would probably wear, it is Taylor Russell. I think her style, it's a lot of like clean lines, very simple, which I like as well. So I think she's someone that if I had a style inspiration, I guess it would be her. I don't know every single outfit she's worn. I am not like, ooh, she wore this, so I need to wear this. But I like the simplicity of her style. It kind of reminds me of like 90s minimalism. I guess it wasn't minimalism at the time, but like 90s fashion. Another one is Doechii, and again, like Erykah Badu, I appreciate that she kind of has like this, there's an overall story. Her style is very world building, and I really find that fascinating. We've got a couple of artists now that are world building. I would say Sabrina Carpenter, her kind of style is world building. Chappell Roan, world building. I'm trying to think who else currently is a world builder with their style. And obviously their stylists have very big impact on the world that they are building. Designers, again, like style, I don't really have a specific designer that I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see what they release this season. Oh my gosh, I love this. But one designer that I do love is Jean-Paul Gaultier. Love, especially like 90s Jean-Paul Gaultier. Oh my gosh. My favorite collection like of all time is Jean-Paul Gaultier Spring 1994. That collection, beautiful. I love that collection so much. That collection, I think about it all the time. I love it so much. I don't know what about that collection I love. So I'll have to like deep dive into that collection. That would be a fun video. If I just like do a little deep dive, maybe I should do that. See like what's gravitating me towards it. That sounds fun. Subscribe because that video will probably be coming soon. Next is eras, which eras I feel like is kind of hard because I like elements of a lot of different eras. I like 70s, I like 90s, I like the 2000s. I would say overall, each of those is very unique. And I think that is because it is like the digital era. Everybody was so unique in their style. And it was like you're inspired by your local conglomerate. You're not seeing what somebody is wearing in Barcelona and you're in Minnesota. The 70s, I love the silhouettes. I love the bell sleeves, the bell bottoms, the warm tones. Love that. And I also love the hair in the 70s. I feel like 70s hair is like unbeatable. I would say for black women, for white women, for black men, white men, like everybody had such great hair in the 70s. And I don't know what hair products were out then, but every time I see somebody from the 70s, they always have great hair. And I don't know what that's about. Like what happened to the great hairstyles? Like people are trying to bring them back, so I'll appreciate that. 90s, I love the 90s minimalistic everyday wear. The high-waisted, like straight leg jeans with the belt and a tucked in shirt, but it's all like simple, like it's not super flashy, which the 90s is kind of unique because it had very flashy styles and like hip-hop kind of. Once you get more into the like 2000s, I feel like it started to really like logos and bright colors, but it also had like the minimalistic like everyday wear. Like it wasn't too flashy, it wasn't, you know, logos everywhere. Like 2010s, like, you know how there was just literally logos out the wazoo? The 2000s, I love, it just was very like free will, like wear whatever you want. Little Kim at the VMAs. I don't know if that was in the 2000s or the 90s. I can't remember. We all know the purple outfit, the one boob out. Like it was very like, okay, let's go crazy with the fashion. Let's do whatever. Cameron, I think, was that the VMAs? As well. I don't know where Cameron was going with the pink coat, the pink, I don't know if it was a headband or like a beanie, the little pink phone, but it was also, you know, people had like little graphic tees and it just kind of said like crazy stuff. Like it was so free will, so fun, very almost like childlike. Like, you know how when a little kid gets dressed and you're just kind of like, what are you wearing? I like the free-spiritedness, the free will of it all, the fun. And then some hobbies that I think will reinvigorate some more life is pottery. I want to try pottery so bad. I've done like, it's not like pottery on a wheel. It's like pottery like you just make it on a table. I don't know how to explain it, but I want to try pottery on a wheel. Sewing. Look, I learned how to sew in like 6th grade, and the only thing I've ever made that I've sewn and completed is a pillowcase. Since then, I'm pretty sure I don't think I've ever sewn and completed anything else, but I want to give it a chance. I have so much fabric, like a ridiculous amount of fabric, and I want to use it. I've got a wish list, and so I'm actually going to but commit to actually pursuing that. So definitely subscribe because there will be a video out about that too. Lots of opportunities for you guys to see some really fun content. So subscribe. Another one, beekeeping. I don't know, something about beekeeping, I'm just drawn to, and I want to try it. I have to look and see if there's like any farms around here that I can like go and like learn how to beekeep, because I think that will be really fun. Another one, horseback riding. I like horseback riding. I've been a couple of times in my lifetime and I think it's fun. Plus, I think horses are beautiful. And, you know, shout out to the horse girls. The horse girls were made fun of in middle school. I feel like that was like a national thing, and I don't know why. What was the reasoning behind hating horse girls? Was it deeper than the horses? What happened to the horse girls? I mean, horses are beautiful, like I get it. Drawing is another hobby that I want to get back into because I used to love drawing, especially as a kid. I would say probably up until like high school, I was like an avid drawer. Then high school was when like academics were like really important, like you want to get into college, blah, 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 whatever. So I kind of put it on the back burner, and I tried to pick it up again, I think in college. And then again, I was like, girl, I need to graduate. I need to get this degree. And so I would love to pick that back up again. I love drawing. That's probably my favorite art medium, like painting. Girl, you can't get me to paint. Like, Photography I like, but it's not like my favorite. Those are only 2 mediums, but girl, the rest, they ain't important to me. Okay, so what do I want out of this? Like, yes, I have all these hobbies. I have all these different things that I want to like learn about, dive into, because obviously I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't want to get something out of it. First thing is I want to be so accommodated to my style that practicing free will isn't so much of a conscious effort. So basically what I mean, like sometimes we don't practice our free will enough. I'm gonna say it. At least I don't, and I've been seeing on the internet that a lot of other people don't either. Basically, if I want to wear socks with sandals, I should just wear socks with sandals, you know, instead of being like, should I practice my free will today and put on the socks and sandals instead of just putting the socks and sandals on because I want to do it? Like, if I'm like, ooh, socks, sandals, those go together, boom, let's put it on. I should want to do that instead of being like, socks, sandals, I want to put it on. But should I? I don't know. Maybe. Like, well, I have free will, so like, let's just do it. No, like, cut all the noise and let's just do what we want to do. So second thing, and I think this is kind of like a scarcity mindset, not being afraid to make things my own, whether I buy them, whether I make them, whatever the case may be. So for example, if I have a pair of jeans and let's say I want to embroider a design on it, but I'm like, I don't want to do that on these jeans because I won't have these jeans again. But it's like, girl, if you want to do it to the jeans and the jeans fit, like just do it. Kind of the same sentiment as the first one. Not being scared to alter something. Let's say I don't like the collar on this shirt. It's too tight. Instead of like being afraid to cut it off, like just cut it off, you know? So I want to be able to like add to a piece, subtract from a piece, and not be afraid to actually do that. Third thing is experience life in and through my clothes. I feel like these all kind of have the same sentiment. Let's say I have some shoes and I love these shoes so much, but I don't wear them in the rain because I don't want them to get wet or muddy or whatever. But like if you're wearing the shoes like and you want to go outside, just go outside, just wear the shoes, like experience life through the clothes that I'm wearing. Or you know what is a good example, and I feel like I have done this with one piece of clothing that I can think of specifically, is I have a black pair of cargo pants and I love those cargo pants. I have traveled the world with those pants, like literally traveled the world, but I've run those pants to the ground. They have a hole in them, like they've seen better days. But I want to do that with more of my clothes, like not being afraid to like get them dirty or not being afraid that they're gonna have signs of wear. I want to live in my clothes and experience the life that I live through my clothes as well. Number 4 is wearing with intention. And this isn't like, ooh, I'm going to a gala, so let me like beat my face, wear the highest heels. Like not necessarily that, but just wearing like putting, I guess, a little bit more effort into what I'm wearing. And not saying you have to like dress up for like the grocery store, but if I want to dress up for the grocery store, like I can do that. But also not being like, well, I'm not going to see anyone, so I'll just like put this like ugly outfit on, or these clothes that don't fit me well, or just put on an outfit that I don't like. I feel like that's also because I live in a like small town, so it's like, oh, I'm not gonna see anyone. But it's like, girl, you never know who you're gonna see. And like, you never know who you want to see if they're gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? Basically, wearing with intention. Number 5 is loving every piece that I own, which I feel like a lot of this is just kind of, it's like the same thing repeated, but loving everything that I own. Again, how I was saying, like Erykah Badu, like her connection to the things that she owns, I really appreciate. That's how I want to be. Like some clothes I have and I'm like, I don't love it, but I have it because I have it. It's like, I wear it because it's here, which is something that like I want to change. Like I want to love the clothes that are in my closet because I'm spending my hard-earned money either making them or buying them. That was everything that I plan on doing, experiencing, thinking about while I reinvigorate my style and get reconnected. So if you enjoyed this video, subscribe. If you're planning on reconnecting with your style, comment down below what you plan on doing because I'd love to hear, love to be inspired by you guys. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe because like we talked about, there's a video with me kind of analyzing my favorite runway collection, and also the video where I complete my first ever sewing project. So subscribe because we've got plenty of great videos coming up. And this is also day 6 of not thrifting until I get monetized. So subscribe to support me on this adventure.